I try to tell them. I tried to tell them they don't want to listen. Hey, they don't want to listen to Castro. That's on them. They don't want to listen. They don't want to listen. This team gonna win the Super Bowl. I don't care what they say.
You want Philly food?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is Philly the podcast. So today we are going to talk about something that I talked about on my radio show. If you guys don't know, every Saturday 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern, I do a live radio show. It's a call-in show, and it's for New York Sports Talk. But this past week, I was like, listen, I'm going to talk about my Eagles because I don't care. So that's what I did. We had some people call in. Shout out to my guy Taylor for calling in, and then a couple other people called in as well. But one thing I said to my producer, my producer is a Jets fan, right? So we were talking about the Jets and the Buffalo Bills game. And I basically said, if the Buffalo Bills lose to the Jets, I don't want to hear nobody talking about that they could beat the Eagles. I want to see that power ranking switched as soon as that happens. It happens, so we're going to talk about that and why I think the Philadelphia Eagles are in a beautiful position going into the playoffs. Before we get into all that, be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, join the family. We are on the road to 4K. We would love for you guys to join that ride, man. It would be awesome if you guys join that ride. So let's hop into it, man. So Saturday I did say, and this was after the Thursday game, right? I said, honestly, if Buffalo loses, because that was the only team, Buffalo and Kansas City are the two teams that most likely are we're probably going to see them in the Super Bowl. If we make it to the Super Bowl, those are probably most likely going to be the guys on the other end, right? You're probably going to have to see Mahomes. You're probably going to have to see Josh Allen. Two great teams, two great quarterbacks, great talent, great coaches, everything, that they're going to be, it's going to be three guys, right? It's going to be us and those two. I feel like those are going to be the three teams continuously talked about, at least for now. We'll see what happens going down the line. I said it straight up. I was like, look, I don't know if the Eagles can beat a Buffalo Bills team. They have a very strong team, and it looked like they finally got on track after that Miami loss. Now, this is another loss in that division. They have an opportunity to not even win that division, which is crazy to even think. The Jets have really been taking care of business. Very, very impressive. And obviously, Miami, if they can just get a little bit more consistent, especially on that defense, they might be winning a lot of games towards the end of their season. So, do I think that this loss for the Buffalo Bills realistically makes the Eagles the best team in the league? Yes, I do. I feel like if you look at a lot of these power rankings, it was most of the time Buffalo Bills, then the Philadelphia Eagles. And while I understand that the Buffalo Bills may be on paper a better team, at the end of the day, they've been here. They've been in this situation for a couple years now. They've been a very good team now for a couple of years. A lot of people looking at them and saying this should be their year. This should be the year that they, finally break through and get to that Super Bowl. And who's going to be waiting on the other side? Maybe my Eagles. So it feels like this is the team you have to watch for. Obviously, the Kansas City Chiefs have been good for a while. They got Big Red over there. Shout out to him. Yeah, look, I feel like the Eagles are the only one that have remained perfect, right? That has been true now for a couple weeks, right? We are the only perfect team in the league. Has all the games been beautiful? No. Did we have a little bit of a scare against the Texans? Maybe a little bit. They stopped us in the second quarter, so that was interesting to see how we would fight back. And look what we did. We ended up winning and dominating the second half. Every question that I've had for this Philadelphia Eagles team has been answered. And now we're starting to look at the other teams. Now we're starting to look outside of ourselves and say, who are we going to have to topple to really be those guys? And I feel like Buffalo Bills was one of those teams. Look, Josh Allen got, I don't want to say shut down, but he got stopped by the Jets, and New York Jets. I'm not going to sit here and talk junk. I do think that they're a good young team. I think that they have the meter is pointing up, the arrow is pointing up for a New York Jets team. But you losing to the Jets does not make me feel like I should be respecting you. I'm sorry. I really am sorry. I think the Philadelphia Eagles from top to bottom have proven that even in tough situations and sticky situations, which we're going to have 3 to 5 more of those 6 sticky situations, right? We're going to see what happens with Jordan Davis's replacement and how that works down the line. We have a little bit longer now for this Monday night game that we can kind of rest and kind of figure out what's going to happen at that interior defensive line position. And if we can stop the run game, what are you going to do to us? what are you realistically going to do against us? If you look at a team like like the Bills, you look at a team like the Kansas City Chiefs, you look at their pass attack, we have now strapped up in a position that we have not been, very secure in a long time. You look at what James Bradbury has been able to do. You look at what obviously Darius Slay has been able to do. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson only getting more comfortable and leading the league in interceptions right now, especially at the safety position. He's only getting more comfortable at that spot. So you look at Marcus Epps has been playing out of his mind. You look at a linebackers, TJ Edwards has been playing outside of his mind. Kaiser White, when he's making plays, they're impactful plays. You look at this whole team, and I feel like from top to bottom, we can rumble with you, dog. We can rumble with you. We can really rumble with you right now. And I think the Philadelphia Eagles are in a very unique spot. Whereas you look at a lot of teams and even the top 3 teams, but you look at a lot of teams, and beyond this year, what are they going to have? But beyond this year, the Philadelphia Eagles are still in a very good spot. We have money. We have a lot of free agents. I know that. We have a lot of guys on one-year deals that we're going to have to figure out, but I feel like we're in a good spot. So I know I've said, and I do feel like I will stick to that. I don't feel like this is a Super Bowl or bust year. I won't sit here and cry if we don't make the Super Bowl. I'll be disappointed. It would suck, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. I feel like the future of this team is just as bright as the present. So in the same token, I don't see a team in the NFC that I feel comfortable enough to make a video and say we got to watch out for these guys. I don't think that now, with the Buffalo Bills losing to 2 teams that they really shouldn't have lost to, if we're being 100% honest. And I understand any given Sunday, anything can happen, but we play any given Sunday too, right? We play any day that the NFL snaps, you can have a crazy situation occurring. And the Eagles have avoided that. The Eagles have avoided upsets. The Eagles have avoided letdowns. So, I mean, until I see one, what am I supposed to think? That the Buffalo Bills are better than my Eagles? It's hard for me to really believe that. This is the best team in the league. The Philadelphia Eagles are the best team in the league. There is no team that can play with them right now, and there is no team that can consistently beat them. I think that if you go out there and you play a 5-game series with all these teams, which obviously the NFL doesn't do that, but what I'm saying is you go out there and play a best of 3, best of 5 with all these teams, and I think the Eagles are going to get the best of them most of the time. I think Eagles would win most of those series. Now, anything can happen in a 1-game series, right? Anything can happen. So we have a lot of games left. There's still a whole long season left for the Philadelphia Eagles and the rest of the NFL, and everything really, now that we're so good in the regular season, right? You have to keep winning, but nothing really matters till you get to the playoffs. People are going to continuously tell us, oh, our schedule is weak, our schedule is that, our schedule is this, our schedule is that. We beat the 2 top teams in the NFC. I mean, I don't know what else you're supposed to do. We beat the top 2 teams in the NFC, and we beat them pretty handedly. What else? I mean, I don't know what you want me to do. What should we do? Should we have lost to one of those teams so it looked a little bit better on our schedule because they had one more win? I mean, realistically, I don't understand the whole concept of the Eagles' schedule is weak. You play who's in front of you. You play who's in front of you. And it's hilarious when you see teams in the NFC East bringing up schedules when you got damn near the same schedule and you just don't have you don't have the same results, and you're upset about that. I get it. You have a right to be mad, but not at us. That's not our fault. Be mad at your team. They should be better. So at the end of the day, the Philadelphia Eagles are. And until I am proven otherwise, until I'm shown otherwise, the Philadelphia Eagles are the class of the NFL. Not just the NFC, not just the NFC East, of the NFL. You have to get through the Philadelphia Eagles, in my opinion, to prove that you are the best team in the league. Bills, you are no longer. Kansas City, you're no longer. So I'm going Eagles, Bills, then Kansas City. That's my top 3. You guys let me know what's your top 3 in the comments. I need to know. I'm sounding a little bit better, right? I'm actually coming off this cold, and it feels good. So hopefully, hey, pray for me. Hopefully I'm feeling good by the end of tomorrow or something like that. We'll see what happens, man. But other than that, y'all know what it is, man. Let me know what y'all thinking in the comments, but y'all know what it is. I said that 5 times. Fly, Eagles fly. And we undefeated and the best team in the league, baby. Peace!
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you!
Fly, Eagles fly.
scene, touchdown, time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a Bird Gang Nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling with Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog, or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man soft. Jackson like Deshaun, hunting like Randolph.